Hello, this is Ryan. So today I want to talk about a case where my client was found not guilty in a sexual assault case in Korea. The key evidence in this case was security camera footage, and we secured that footage through a court procedure called an application for preservation of evidence, or 증거보전신청 in Korean. And that footage helped prove my client's innocence. So I'll start by discussing what you need to do first when you get contacted by the police. So if you get a phone call from the police because of a sexual crime allegation, the first thing you need to do is this. Secure evidence that may help your defense. In many sexual assault cases, suspects, especially the foreigners, it was consensual, she did not refuse, and then I was suddenly reported to the police. If there's no objective evidence, investigators and the courts usually give more weight to the complainant's statements. So you need to secure objective evidence as early as possible if you can. This may include security camera footage, dashcam footage, KakaoTalk message, call recordings, and other witness statements. So what is an application for preservation of evidence? It's a court procedure where a defendant, suspect, or defense attorney asks a judge to secure an important evidence before it disappears. A common example is security camera footage. In sexual crime cases, security camera footage can show whether the complainant and the suspect entered or left a motel, residence, office, cafe, parking lot, or other location together voluntarily. This type of footage can be very important because it shows whether the situation looked forced or consensual. There are four main reasons why evidence preservation is very important. So first, sexual crime investigation rely heavily on the complainant's statements. So sexual crime cases are happen in private locations, and in many cases there are no witness and no objective evidence. So investigators tend to focus on complainant's statements. That means if there is any evidence that contradicts the complainant's statement, you must secure it. Second, the complainant's statements can remain very consistent. So the complainant can get access to previous statements. So before giving another statements or before testifying in court, the complainant can check what they said before. So as a result, the statement can remain quite consistent. Third, investigators do not always secure evidence that is favorable to the suspect. Do not expect the police to investigate from a perfectly neutral position. In practice, the police usually begin by focusing on the complainant's testimony. And because of this, evidence that helps the suspect, like security camera footage, witness testimony, or other surrounding circumstances, sometimes are treated as less important. Sometimes it may not be secured in time, like it did in this case. Fourth, security camera footage is kept only for a short period. Usually it is kept for about 1 week to 1 month. So if you simply wait and think, okay, the police will secure it for me, then the most important evidence will disappear. And now let me introduce a real case that I handled, but I changed some details to protect personal information. So a woman, I'll call her A, was a former coworker of my client, and I'll call him B. So A contacted B and asked to meet him. B met A and two spent time together. They held hands, visited cafe, and hugged each other like any other people on a date. Later, A even visited B's workplace, and inside B's office, the two were engaged in affectionate behavior each other. And after that, when it was time to leave the work, they left together. But once they got into A's car and the dashcam started recording, A suddenly accused B of twisting her arm and forcibly molesting her in B's office. Then she reported B to the police. B said all the physical affection was consensual, and A claimed that it was all sexual assault. The investigation went very badly for B. A was well prepared for the police interview, and the police accepted A's statement at the face value and began investigating B as a suspect. The problem was that there was no security camera inside B's office, so B had no direct way to prove that the physical interaction inside the office was consensual. On the other hand, A gave a very detailed statements. She said B assaulted and threatened her while committing the alleged offense. Also, A's car dashcam recorded A protesting to B about the incident. A also sent a KakaoTalk message to her friends saying that B sexually assaulted her and that she needs some sort of help. From the investigative agency's perspective, A's statements, the dashcam recording, and the KakaoTalk message all seemed to support A's claim. So the case was really bad for B. After reviewing the situation, we focused on one important point. There was no security camera inside B's office, but there might be security camera footage showing what happened before the alleged incident. So before the footage was deleted, I quickly filed an application for preservation of evidence with the court. The court granted the application, and as a result, we secured the relevant security camera footage. The preserved video showed several scenes where A and B hugged each other very naturally, and it also showed A was actively hugging B. This was not just a minor circumstantial evidence, it was a key evidence. It could challenge the credibility of A's statements that all physical affection was forced. However, the police still concluded that B should be charged. The police and the prosecutor treated the security camera footage as a mere circumstantial evidence. They also did not interview B's co-workers, even though they were in the same office at the time. Instead, they focused mainly on the fact that A's statements was detailed and consistent, and they solely relied on A's statement and concluded that B should be charged. So B had to face trial, and from B's perspective, this was extremely unfair. During the trial, I examined A as witness. A hired a big law firm, and she also reviewed all of her previous statements from the investigation stage. So as expected, her testimony was perfect and consistent. So honestly, there was not much room to attack her testimony based only on inconsistency. But after examining A as a witness, I submitted the preserved security camera footage again as evidence. And then in court, I asked the judge to watch the full footage with me. While the judge watched it, I explained each point where A's statement did not match the actual video. So as a result, A's claim that all physical affection between her and B was forced was shown to be false. B went through about 3 years of investigation and trial. Going to the police station for investigation and going to court for trial was extremely stressful for him. It was emotionally and financially exhausting. Luckily, in this case, we could secure the security camera footage before it was deleted. And because of that, we could challenge A's statement in court with objective evidence. And eventually, B was found not guilty. While the prosecutor appealed, arguing that A's statement was detailed and consistent, but we fought the case again in the second trial, and in the end, B was found not guilty again. So here's an important lesson. It is really dangerous to think that I'm innocent. The truth will eventually come out, and the justice will be served. But simply saying that you're innocent is not enough. If the complainant's statement is consistent and detailed, the situation can become very unfavorable to the suspect. So if you're accused of sexual crime in Korea, you need to act quickly. You must go out and check for security camera footage. Check for dashcam footage, preserve KakaoTalk message, text message, call records, and other communications. Identify any witnesses nearby in case you need witness examination. And most importantly, file for evidence preservation before the footage is deleted. So if you're about to be investigated for any criminal charge in Korea and you need a lawyer, please send a summary of your case by text message or email. Your consultation will provide the best strategy for you.